Hello everyone, welcome to another video lesson for Mathematics 8. And so in this video, we will discuss about the loss of exponent. Alright, so when we say loss of an exponent, yung exponent po natin are also called as power and index. Okay? When you hear about or when you hear the word power and index, it's just an exponent. Alright? So the exponent of a number says how many times to use the number in a multiplication or how many times to use the number being multiplied. Okay? For example, we have 8 squared. By the way, 8 squared, yung 8 po natin is what we call the base. And yung 2 na nasa taas or yung exponent natin is what we call the exponent or index or power. Okay? Now, sabi dito, an exponent says how many times to use the number being multiplied. Or ibig sabihin, yung exponent daw natin or itong 2 na nakikita natin sa taas ng 8, siya yung magsasabi sa atin kung ilang beses natin imumultiply si 8. Okay, so that's why we have 8 times 8. And that is equal to 64. Okay, again, pag exponent, multiplication po ang gagamitin natin. Most of the students is nagkakamali. Ang ginagawa nila is 8 times 2. Hindi po ganon. Okay po. Ang kailangan gawin nyo is i-multiply daw natin ng 2 beses si 8. Hindi i-multiply si 8 kay 2. Okay, so that's why that is 8 times 8 and that is equal to 64. Now, paano ba natin basahin itong problem or given na ito? So in words, 8 squared could be called as 8 to the second power or 8 to the power of 2 or simply 8 squared. Okay? And meron pa, we have 8 raised to 2. Okay po, 8 raised to 2. Don't forget that. Right? For example, we have 3 raised to 4 or 8 to the power of 4 or 8 to the 4th power. Ang gagawin lang natin, imumultiply natin ng 4 na beses si 3. So we have 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. And that is equal to 81. Okay? Another example, we have a raised to 6 or a to the power of 6 or a to the 6th power. Ang gagawin natin sa kanya, imumultiply natin ng 6 na beses si a. So we have a times a times a times a times a times a. And ang sagot niya is 6 na a, of course. Okay? Next, 5 cubed or 5 to the power of 3 or 5 to the 3rd power. Ang gagawin natin, multiply 5 3 times. We have 5 times 5 times 5 and that is equal to 125. Next, we have 2 raised to 5. 5 beses imumultiply si 2. Then that is equal to 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. The answer is 32. Okay? So that's the idea of exponent. That's how we do when we see an exponent sa isang number or variable. Okay? Now, let's proceed to the laws of exponent. So the rules of exponent, okay? The exponent says how many times to use the number in a multiplication. Next, kapag meron tayong nakitang negative exponent, ibig sabihin i-divide natin. Okay? Because yung opposite lang naman ng multiplication is division. So, ibig sabihin kapag may nakita tayong negative exponent, i-divide natin yung number kung ano yung negative exponent. Okay? Mamaya, bibigyan ko kayo ng example. Next, a fractional exponent like 1 over n means to take the nth root. An example of that is x raised to 1/2, ang sagot niya is n or the nth root of x. Okay, so that's the 3 rules of exponent or laws of exponent. Let's proceed from here. Tingnan niyo yung diagram. Okay? Ito yung mga i-discuss natin. Ito yung laws of exponent na kailangan nating matutunan. And we will start here. Yung tatlong na unang laws kanina, which is x sub 1 is equal to x sub 0 is equal to is equal to 1, and x raised to negative 1 is equal to 1 over x. So part lang siya ng natural sequence of exponent. Now, tingnan natin to. Kapag nag-multiply or kapag nakakita tayo ng 5 squared, mag-multiply tayo ng 2 beses. So that is equal to 25. Kapag meron tayong nakikitang 1 na exponent sa isang number, ang sagot niya lang naman is yung number itself, kung ano yung base natin. Okay? Again, kapag may nakikita tayong 1 na exponent sa base, ang sagot niya lang naman is yung base. Okay po. Next, when we see, okay, kapag nakakita tayo ng 0 exponent sa base, ang sagot niya lang naman is palaging 1. Bakit? Wala naman tayong imumultiply kay 1. Kasi nga 0. Ibig sabihin, 0 or wala tayong imumultiply na 5 kay 1. Okay po? Kaya meron tayong 1 times 5 times 5, 1 times 5. And kaya naging 0 kasi ibig sabihin, wala tayong 5 na imumultiply dito kay 1. Po, so the answer is 1. Next, 5 raised to negative 1. Ibig sabihin, isang beses natin i-divide si 5 kay 1. So the answer is 0.2. 1 over 5 or 1 divided by 5 is equal to 0.2. So dito naman kay 5 raised to 2, ang gagawin natin is 2 beses natin i-divide si 5 kay 1. Okay. I hope you get the point. Okay po. So let's proceed to the product rule. This is the first rule sa laws of exponent. So for this product rule, ang gagawin naman natin is we will just add the exponent. Kapag minumultiply natin or kapag magmumultiply tayo ng given na may exponent, we will just add the exponent, okay? When we are multiplying. Okay? So first m times, then by another n times for a total of m plus n times. We will just add the exponent. For example, x squared times x cubed. So since we are multiplying the bases, ang gagawin lang natin is imumultiply natin si x or yung bases and we will just add the exponent. So we have x raised to 2 plus 3 and that is equal to x raised to 5 or x to the power of 5. Next, a raised to 5 times a raised to 9. Add the exponent 5 plus 9 and that is equal to a raised to 14. Okay? Next, m raised to 20 times m. That is equal to 20 plus 1. So the answer is m raised to 21 or m to the power of 21. Y raised to 18 times y cubed. The answer is y raised to 18 plus 3. The answer is y raised to 21. Okay? A raised to 9 times a cubed, the answer is 9 plus 3. The answer is a raised to 12. M raised to 6 times m raised to 8. We will just add again the exponent. 6 plus 8, the answer is m raised to 14. Right? So that is the product rule. When we are multiplying, we will just or when we are multiplying the x or the bases, okay, we will just add the exponent. Now, look at the difference dito sa next natin, the power of power rule. Okay? Bakit natawag na power of power rule? Kasi we are seeing or may nakikita tayong power dito, tapos meron pang power sa labas. Or in other words, meron na tayong nakikitang exponent, meron pa siyang exponent sa labas. So, ibig sabihin kapag ganito, imumultiply natin yung exponent. Okay? First, we multiply the m times, then you have to do that n times for a total of m times n. Example, x cubed or the quantity of x cubed raised to 4. We will just multiply the exponents. 3 times 4, that is equal to x to the power of 12. X raised to 5, quantity squared. We will just multiply again, 5 times 2, and that is equal to x raised to 10. Okay? So, try nyo ring sagutan while we are flashing the examples or the examples in the screen. So, we have x raised to 6 quantity cube. The answer is 6 times 3, that is equal to x raised to 18. X raised to 4 quantity raised to 8. The answer is 4 times 8, that is equal to 32. So the answer is x to the power of 32. The quantity of x raised to 5 raised to 7. Multiply 5 times 7. The answer is x raised to 35. Okay? X squared raised to 8. The answer is 2 times 8. Final answer, x raised to 16 or x to the power of 16. Okay? So, ganito. Kapag may nakikita tayong exponent na meron pang exponent sa labas ng parentheses or grouping symbols, we will multiply. Okay? We will multiply the exponent. Next, let's proceed to the product rule. So, ito yung mga examples niya. Okay? Dito naman sa power of product rule, we will just distribute, okay? We will just distribute the exponent, yung nakikita nating exponent sa labas ng parenthesis, i-distribute lang natin siya or i-multiply lang natin yung exponent sa lahat ng exponent ng nasa loob ng parenthesis. Okay, bakit tinawag na power of product rule? Ito na yung combination ng product rule and power of power rule. Okay, since meron na tayong nakikitang minumultiply na x and y or dalawang base or dalawang bases, and meron din tayong nakikitang mga exponent sa kada base. Okay, so dito combination na siya ng power of power rule and product rule. Pero ang gagamitin natin or gagawin natin sa exponent, we will multiply. Okay? So to show how this one works, just think of rearranging all the x's and y's as in this. Okay? For example, ilalagay lang natin or imumultiply lang natin lahat ng exponent dito sa base kay 3. So we have x cubed, y cubed. Next, multiply then 4 times 3 and 4 times 1. That is equal to x raised to 12, y raised to 4. Same, 2 times 2 and 4 times 2. That is equal to x to the power of 4, y to the power of 8. Multiply again, 5 times 5 and 7 times 5. The answer is x to the power of 25, y to the power of 35. Okay, so that is the power of product rule. We will just distribute or multiply the exponent outside the parentheses in all the exponents inside the parentheses or kung ano yung exponent ng base. Okay po. Now, ito yung iba pang rule sa laws of exponent. The power of quotient rule, zero exponent rule, negative exponent rule, and fractional exponent rule. Why? Diniscuss ko lang si product rule, power of power rule, and power of product rule because we can use this in our next video, which is multiplication of polynomials. Okay? So we will discuss the quotient rule and power of quotient rule when we will discuss the dividing or the division of polynomial. Okay? Para systematic yung discussion natin. Okay? And that is it for our discussion. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something about loss of exponent and so that you can use that when we are multiplying polynomials. Okay? So that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. God bless us all.